In a world where everybody's talking about success habits and millionaire morning routines, there's tons of noise out there, but here's literally the 3 biggest success habits that took me from working in a coffee shop to being a multi-millionaire.
I got a few success habits.
No, Sam, we're not talking about those kind of habits.
Hey, you got like 20 I could borrow?
Man, why is it so hard to find good help these days?
This is my man, Yala Kanai. Yala Kanai, he takes entrepreneurs on a journey to grow their business.
All right, success habit number 1 is invest in yourself. This is one that I wish I would have learned a lot sooner in life. Really, I mean, all of these are. But invest in yourself is a vague term, so allow me to elaborate for just a moment. When I'm talking about investing in yourself, I'm really talking about 2 key areas. That is mindset and skill set. So I'll just put MS and SS there as an abbreviation. Mindset, what I'm talking about there is really investing in becoming the person that is capable of accomplishing the goals, dreams, and things that you say that you want to go out and accomplish in life. As an example, I failed for my first 12 years of entrepreneurship. About 9 years into that, I went to my very first personal development seminar, and right away I started to discover why it was that I've been failing for so long. To give you the short version of it, there was experiences that I had in early childhood and early adulthood that created some baggage for me that I carried throughout my life because I thought that, I didn't really have much to offer the world. I questioned the value that I had to bring forth. I had low self-confidence as a result of some of these experiences, so on and so forth. On top of that, there were things that I had done or not done throughout the earlier years of my life that had me carrying around a lot of shame and guilt. And to keep it brief, the more guilt and shame that we carry around throughout our life, the more that we undermine ourselves and diminish ourselves in comparison to others. And that's important because, well, let me ask you a simple question. How can our net worth ever exceed our self-worth? It's an interesting philosophical question, isn't it? And it may be why so many people who win the lottery end up going broke. And if you go and read about most of these stories, the vast majority of those folks will wish that they never won the lottery. But if money were the way to become successful, wouldn't they have been successful? See, they didn't have the character and mind that was necessary in order for them to manage that money effectively. Just like I didn't have the character and mind necessary in order for me to go out and actually achieve my goals until I started to invest in personal development, which is something that I still invest in up until this very day while I'm shooting this video. And it is likely something that I'll continue to invest in for the rest of my life. When we talk about skill set, people ask, well, Kyala, how did you go from working in a coffee shop to making millions of dollars? Well, aside from what I just talked about in mindset, think about the skills that I've learned over the years. I'm great at copywriting, advertising, marketing, selling, persuasion, influence, leadership, and a whole host of other skills that I've invested in by reading books, going to seminars, hiring coaches, hiring mentors, and a wide array of other things that I've had to do in order to learn those skill sets and then begin to apply them in my life. So if you want to advance in life and create more success, become the person that's capable of achieving the goals and dreams that you have in your heart. And you do that by investing in mindset and skill set. Success habit number 2 is taking 100% responsibility for our life. Now, I am not talking about doing your duty or being dutiful. I am talking about taking 100% responsibility and ownership for our outcomes and our results in life. See, my life began to change tremendously when I went to that personal development seminar that I was talking about a little bit ago, because that's the first time that I was faced with this concept. In that class, I began to realize that part of the reason that I had struggled for so long is because I kept blaming everything else out there for my lackluster results. I didn't have what I wanted in life because of the economy, that bad boss, the crummy coworkers, my tough upbringing, and on that list went. And we have all been in a place in our life where we have said things like that. But let's reverse engineer that thinking for a moment. In other words, what I was saying is, I will be successful as soon as I have the perfect economy, the perfect boss, the perfect coworkers, the perfect upbringing. In other words, I'd be successful once everything else and everyone else out there changed. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that that's not how it works. Life is not happening to us. We are happening to life. Life is just a mirror. It's a feedback mechanism. It's showing us a reflection of what we are bringing to it. And therefore, I couldn't succeed because I wasn't taking responsibility for my results to begin with. Like, think about it. How can you change something that you won't first take responsibility for? I want to change my life, but it's not what I want it to be because of this, and this. No, until you take responsibility, you're powerless to change it. And of course, there's going to be those people who are watching this right now who go, but Carla, I'm not responsible for those things that happened to me in childhood, or I'm not responsible for that car accident that I got into a month ago, or whatever it is. Great, let's just assume then that you're void of all responsibility in terms of what happened. Are you not at least responsible for how you deal and how you cope and how you act as a result of what happened? Are you going to let that tough upbringing be the reason that you have baggage that you carry into a relationship, the reason that you have trust issues, the reason that you have a trouble with intimacy, the reason that you have low self-confidence and don't take the actions that you know that you need to take in life in order to get what you want? Are you going to let that car accident ruin your day, ruin your week, ruin your month? Or are you going to be an adult and say, hey, here's what happened, and now I have a choice as to how I respond based on what happened so that I can take ownership over my outcomes in life and not let the things that have happened to me determine my outcomes in life. Plainly put, we get what we want out of life when we take 100% responsibility for getting what we want out of life. All right, success habit number 3 is to align our goals and our values, which really answers one of life's greatest mysteries, which is why don't we do what we know that we need to do in order to get what we want? As an example, we all know how to create wealth, right? Spend less than you earn, save the rest, and invest it. We all know how to be healthy, right? Eat right and exercise. The question is, why don't we do what we know that we need to do? Instead, we deal with things like procrastination, hesitation, frustration, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, and all of these other things that keep us from getting what we want. And the solution to this problem is actually answered by a field of study known as axiology. Through axiology, we can observe that every human being has a hierarchy of values. The things that we value most in life down to the things that we value least in life, or maybe potentially don't value at all. So as an example, let me give you a couple of examples of some different people here. Let's say on this side, this person has a high value on their business. The first thing that they do when they wake up in the morning, start thinking about their business's projects, the people in the business, the expenses, the accounting, all this sort of stuff. And let's say this other person on this other side, they wake up in the morning and the first thing that they start thinking about is their physical fitness. They think about going to the gym, their meal planning, making sure that they have time for the gym that day. They before they leave the house, they start prepping a bag for the gym to make sure that they have all the equipment that they need and these sorts of things. Well, see, our values will always dictate how we utilize our resources. Our primary resources are time, energy, and money. And however we invest those resources, time, energy, and money, will ultimately become our destiny. So if this person here who values business also says that they want to get in shape and start going to the gym, what they're going to find over time is that not enough of their resources, their time and energy and money, all gets eaten up throughout their day, throughout their week, and throughout their month, long before they invest enough of it in the gym to see the results that they want to have. Yes, they might get temporary motivation where they sign up for the gym, they get a trainer, they buy a bunch of supplements and workout gear, and then, they find out 30, 45, 60 days later, they're quitting and they haven't gone back. Same with this person on the other side. Maybe this person who's physically fit, they say that, hey, I'd really love to start that business that I've always wanted to create, except I just never seem to find time, energy, or money to invest in it. They're going to run out of time, energy, and money after they go to their job that's paying their bills, and then they go and spend the time in the gym that they need in order to maintain that physical physique that they enjoy and appreciate. Well, they're going to run out of their resources long before they invest enough of it into a business. That's why we see so many people get started, get excited about some business opportunity that they came across, but 30, 60, 90, 120 days later, they've already quit and given up. It's not because those people don't have what it takes to be successful. It's because their goals down here are in conflict with their values. It doesn't align with their values. Each of these people has too many things up here that are outweighing the thing that they say that they want to have in life. So not enough of their resources ever makes it to be invested in that goal long enough for that goal to come to life. So plainly put, most of us are creating goals that are in conflict with our values. And when we do that, we continuously self-sabotage, procrastinate, hesitate, experience imposter syndrome, and a whole host of other things that are not actually a problem. Those aren't curses. They are blessings. They're an opportunity to wake us up to the fact that we are pursuing something that is in conflict with our internal set of values. And then we have, one of two choices. Either adjust our values to match our goals, which is what I did when I discovered this, or adjust our goals, change our goals so that they just better match our values. Once we align our goals and our values, we experience more alignment. When we fulfill our values, we experience fulfillment. This is one of the greatest success secrets that I ever discovered in my life, and if you took everything away from me that I have today but left me with just the knowledge of that, I'd get it all back in record time. So listen, I hope you got value out of this video, my friend, and if you're somebody that is absolutely committed to success in your life and your business, then make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell button so that you get notified every week when I drop more content like this. And in case we've never met before, my name is Cal Kanai. I'm an entrepreneur that went from working in a coffee shop like this to earning over $100 million in my online business. And I say that only so that you know that everything I share on my channel comes from the real world applied knowledge of the things that I've learned and executed that have helped me create those results, which I share with you here in hopes that they help you create similar results as well. So subscribe, hit that little bell button, and make sure you watch this next video in the lineup where I'm gonna go much deeper on how to align your goals and your values.